Democrats taking the 20% side of every 80-20 issue in America. USAID, people want this pared down. They want it streamlined. They want to know where the money is going. Democrats have a meltdown. Today, Donald Trump signs executive order on keeping boys out of girls' sports. Democrats take the 20 side of that issue as well. All these issues, this is like Trump's superpower, finding a bunch of 80-20 issues, getting on the 80, and everybody who's sort of reflexively against him gets on the 20. And now the Democratic Party has like a 31% approval rating. This is why.
I don't agree with you on the 80-20 of USAID, but I get the point that you're making.
Well, Democrats also need to not make their whole personality hating Donald Trump. Like, people have a set position of Donald Trump. At this point, you're not really, that cannot be your leading effort. But they also, I feel like, are constantly running and messaging on what they want voters to care about, not what voters actually care about. So whether it's democracy, whether it's, to some degree, reproductive rights, that just was not the defining issue of this election, rather than, oh, it's pocketbook issues, it's the cost of living, it's border security.
It's not pocketbook issues. I don't want to interrupt you. I thought it was about eggs. Right. We're not talking about eggs anymore. It's not about it. It was never about eggs. Yeah. It was about race. And if we're honest, if I see something, say something. We've been told that since we were kids. If you see something, say something. It's not about eggs.
It is.
It's not about. It's not. It's about making sure that there is white supremacy in this country. And if we're honest, we will say that. It is about making sure. We will make sure that people who DEI is really all these code words. You used to use woke. I asked you to define what woke meant. You couldn't really define it for me. Tell me what it means again.
Woke ideology is taking extreme views of American culture and trying to tear down America from the inside out and go outside of our cultural norms and invade every corporation, university, and other institutions.
What is DEI?
That's incorrect.
Tell me that's incorrect. But what is DEI? Tell me again.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion, and trying to guarantee outcomes instead of guarantee opportunity.
Trump's cabinet looks like DEI.
I was speaking, and I
do want us to not get off the rails because
she just said we're all white supremacists. We got to address this, don't we?
We have actually, believe it or not, a whole conversation on DEI coming up in the show.
Oh, good.
But to your point about what the Trump administration has been focused on, literally everything that they have done has actually been about tearing down DEI. Elon Musk is literally searching for the code words, the keywords in the government spreadsheets and deleting those items.
Can I just say one thing, though? Demonizing a whole swath of voters and saying they voted because they're racist or misogynist, not because they're pocketbook.
Those weren't my words, yours, but go ahead.
Okay, but
you said it was about white supremacy.
I said it was about white supremacy.
Democrats will keep losing if they do that.
All the voters were white supremacists, but it's not about eggs. She said it was about pocketbook issues. It's not about pocketbook issues.
You don't think people were at all motivated by the state of the economy, the cost of living, the cost of housing?
Absolutely, but yes, and you're smart enough to know yes, and yes, they were upset about pocketbook issues, and they're also upset about what people are saying.
I think, Carrie, you're right that that Trump has, to a degree, gone off course here in terms of what he ran on. He's not doing much of anything about prices right now. But Democrats are not really spending a lot of time on that issue.
Isn't that what the whole tariff thing is all about?
I don't even like Donald Trump, but I don't agree with him.
Hold on, wait. Are you suggesting that threatening 25% tariffs is designed to bring prices down?
Yeah. How?
It is.
Listen,
multiple things can be true here.
Can we get, yes.
Now multiple things can be true. Okay, great.
3 weeks in?
Go ahead.
I'll tell you what's not true.
Hold on, Scott. Go ahead, Arthur.
First of all, you started this segment talking about the Democrats' reaction. So I would like to address that. That's how we started this whole thing. Here's what saddens me about both parties. Every person who they have put up, like Pam Bondi, who, by all accounts, is a qualified lawyer, a qualified prosecutor. Why did every Democrat, I believe except Fetterman, vote against her? It's this knee-jerk reaction. Anything Trump says, we got to vote against. Justice Antonin Scalia, who was clearly a conservative, was approved 98-0. Every Democrat, including Ted Kennedy, voted for him. We've now got to this point in our country, which is said that, okay, if Trump is going to do this, we're going to vote against it. If Biden is going to do this, we're going to vote against it. It's just knee-jerk, horrible politics. I think not thinking of the people, thinking of the party.
But before you tried to tell me that tariffs were about bringing prices down, my point was Democrats actually have an opportunity to talk about things that matter to Americans, which is what Ashley was saying.
Well, they do.
And they are a little confused about what they're supposed to be targeting.
They do have an opportunity, but we're treated to sort of similar comments to what Kerry made tonight about race, white supremacy, all of Trump's ideology and people and voters and everything. It's all about white supremacy. This was rejected in the election. Democrats ran this was the animating thing of the Harris campaign, and it was rejected.
Scott. Okay.
Was it?
And I am constantly shocked at what you're not aware of, which is Donald Trump's performance.
I'm constantly shocked at what you're not aware of.
Well, I don't know. I tend to be more right about it than you are. But the reality is, he did better. He did better among minority voters than any Republican in a half a century.
Yeah,
and he seemed to be totally unaware of it.
But it's also true. Trump.
But if you're going to come out and call half the country a white supremacist, I think you've got to explain it.
I didn't say the country. I said this was
Sure you
about
did.
white supremacy, because what he ran on was making America great again, which is another code word. You like to say woke.
But you're saying the election was about white supremacy. That's about the voters.
I'm saying
Alyssa,
what Trump was about was making sure he is making sure that he stays that.
It's not even a question that Trump stokes racial